welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full face of first impressions, and this is all higher end makeup, so stuff that you would find from Sephora or Ulta. There are no drugstore products in this video because I've already done two first impressions drugstore edition videos, so I thought it would be fun to do like a high-end edition. So if you would like to see me test out some new makeup products that I've never used before, please keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to be trying out is this Laura Geller Spackle Hydrating Moisturizing Under Makeup Primer. So I'm just going to be taking about that much, and if I like this, I'm looking for a hydrating primer, so this is good. I'm totally going to buy the full size. So it feels really thick, like it could be my bad too because I did grab like a big old glob, but it feels like a thick moisturizer, so I really like that. I got sunburned a little bit from this weekend. We went to Huntington and like played around the beach. It was really fun, and for once in like California history, the water wasn't like super freezing, like you could actually get in it without like shivering like the whole time, so that was freaking amazing. So I did get a little bit burnt on my forehead and the tip of my nose. You should have seen my sunburn like on my arms. It's starting to turn into a tan, thank goodness. I hope I don't peel, but I literally went from a shade 202 to 206 in like one beach trip. So I wanted to test out the hydrating primer because for foundation I'm going to be trying out the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Liquid Foundation, and this is what it looks like. I've had it for a while, I just haven't tried it. Story of my life. I got mine in the shade 3.25, which I think I bought this when I was a little bit more fair, so I'm hoping that the shade is okay. I remember when this came out and a lot of people talked about it, and I haven't heard anything about it lately, so I don't know. I like that it has a pump. That is awesome, and I really like the packaging too. So I'm gonna do one side with a sponge and then one side with a brush. So a little bit goes a long way, and wow, you can like really tell that this is like too light for me. But I guess I'd rather have a too light of a foundation that I can bronze up as opposed to too dark, right? I don't know. So I feel like it's getting a little splotchy, like if I go over the areas, like if I try to over blend the area, it gets splotchy. But it looks like I'm getting like pretty high medium coverage with just one layer, so that's always a plus. I'm not sure if this foundation claims to be full coverage or not, but I feel like it is. I think I'm getting a pretty matte finish, which I'm not really like a matte foundation kind of girl, but maybe for the summertime I think it would be good. So that's what we have so far. It looks more satin-ish on camera, but in person it looks completely matte. So for the other side, I'm taking this Tarte foundation brush. Prefer the sponge. But this, I feel like the brush applied it like really fast. So I do have a little bit of dry patches right here that are kind of flaking, and right here just because I was sunburned, or am sunburned. So let's do one more pump. It's weird, it's like a thick cream liquid. So let's do, that might have been way too much. So that's what we look like. We pretty much got the same coverage using the sponge and the brush, maybe a little bit more coverage with the brush. So let's go ahead and do a second layer, and I'm just gonna do the second layer with the brush because I think that's what I like it better with. Oh yeah, two pumps gave me like super full coverage, so that's cool. So maybe testing out a matte foundation when I'm trying to get over a sunburn wasn't the smartest idea, but you can see how it started to break up and it's getting really patchy on my forehead and my nose, and look how patchy it is right there. I mean, it looks really good on my cheeks, like I really like that, but it definitely clung to all my dry patches. It's my initial reaction. I definitely do not recommend this for people that have dry skin. Because, oh my goodness, like maybe if you used it and mixed it in with a like more luminous foundation and kind of did like half and half, like I think it would be okay. But by itself for dry skin, like if it's already getting patchy, and I feel like it didn't even like cover this up because the foundation just pulled away from my skin. Like if it already looks this bad now and I just applied it, like it's only going to get worse throughout the day. So I'm kind of nervous and sad at the same time because I really wanted to like it. I do appreciate the coverage because 2 pumps pretty much got me full coverage, so that's cool. So next up, I'm going to be testing out the Erase Paste from Benefit, and mine is in the shade number 1 Fair. That's what it looks like. I don't know if this is supposed to be a corrector or a concealer, so I figured we would just put it on and see what it was. It definitely has like a little bit of like a pinky undertone for sure. You can see that, but it definitely did brighten up. So I'm just going to be blending that out with my Morphe E8. Let's see. I definitely think a little bit went a long way, but I guess it did help that we had that full coverage foundation underneath there, so I feel like we didn't need that much concealer. So I'm just going to be going in with my Sigma P82 because I feel like it'll fit better in there, and grab some more just to try to place the product, and then I'll blend it out with that Morphe. Yeah, so it definitely has like a pink tone to it, but it's working. So I'm gonna see if I can cover up that little area. Okay, so I hate the foundation, but I love this concealer. And like normally I use a salmon color concealer, correcting concealer anyways, and then I go in with a normal concealer, but I think since this is light enough to be just like a normal concealer and has like a pink undertone, I think it's kind of like a 2-in-1, so I wouldn't have to do that extra step. So I really, really like the concealer, but oh my gosh, I hate this foundation. Like to the point that I would take it off. Like, you know, when like sometimes you do your makeup and just everything is like going wrong and you just want to take it all off even if you spent like an hour or two doing it, like that's how I'm feeling right now. I guess we'll do the brows. So for brows, I'm going to be trying out the Benefit Goof Proof Pencil, and mine is in the shade 1, I think. So I'm assuming that's blonde. I really like the packaging. For some reason it's giving me like Austin Power feels, I don't know why. But so you have a spoolie on one side, which I'm going to be needing to use, and then the pencil is that kind of slanted pencil, so it's not like a point. It's like a triangle shape, and I've never tried anything like this, so I'm pretty excited. Start by combing out my brows, and I really like the spoolie because it's super hard and stiff. And that's what I look for in my spoolies. Like, I don't like the ones that are super flimsy because I feel like I can't brush my brows through. Alright, so we're going to try this up. So I'm just going to crank it up a little bit. And I haven't used a brow pencil in so long. I feel like I'm having a little bit of difficulties getting it to show up. Like I'm just not a brow pencil person anymore. Like I prefer pomades. Like brow pencils are really hard for me to work with. Oh, and it broke. Yeah, I feel like this brow pencil is like super stiff, so you have to press hard, but if you press too hard it breaks. I don't like that. I don't like this pencil at all. I think the shade is nice. I don't like this pencil. It's weird because I feel like a lot of people like this pencil and I don't, and I'm sad that my like tip already broke. think this would be a good pencil if you already had really nice brows and you just needed to fill in like little tiny spaces, but I have to fill in my whole brow because like I'm blonde so you can barely see it, but this is not working for me so far. I'm definitely gonna have to get concealer to fix this. Oh my goodness. Like maybe I'm using it wrong, I don't even know. Oh my god, I don't like it. Like, do people like this pencil? Is this like a thing? Because I feel like I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Like maybe it just, I don't know, maybe I used it wrong or it's just not working for me, but I'm definitely gonna have to like get some concealer to fix that. And with some concealer, my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel to try to salvage this, but so far it's like right there with the foundation. Like I don't like the foundation at all, and I don't really like that pencil at all. I felt like it was really difficult to work with, and I was pressing hard, but if you press too hard it breaks, but you have to press hard to get any color payoff. So this is not going that well, so let's hope with the rest of the stuff it kind of picks up a little bit. To get started on the face a little bit, I figured we would bronze, and I'm going to be taking this Guerlain or Guerlain, I'm not sure, Terracotta bronzer, and I think this is like a limited edition or not. This little plastic piece just comes off. It's like a silicone kind of thing. This is in the shade 02 for blondes, and if you turn a flash on it you can see little gold specks, so I don't know if that's going to show up on my face or how, but look how red and warm it looks, so I'm kind of a little scared. I don't pray for me at this point. I'm just going to be applying it with my Morphe E3, and I just did like 2 taps in it, and I'm going to tap off the excess. Oh my god, I'm scared. I think it's pretty. It has like a little bit of a sheen to it. Definitely pulls like really red, so that's kind of intimidating, but I think it blended out pretty good on top of this like shit foundation. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely helped warming up my skin since I think the foundation is a little too light, which I never thought I would say, but I think it looks pretty good on the skin. Whenever I do my bronzer, I always like push it directly into my hairline so there's no lines. I'm gonna run a little bit of this on my jawline. And then let's do my neck so we can kind of darken up this foundation a little bit. I don't know, I was kind of scared of this bronzer because like I said, it looks like it's straight red. Because I usually gravitate towards more like neutral, like regular, like tan brown bronzers. I hope that makes sense. Like I never go for ones that look totally warm, and this is probably like the warmest bronzer I've probably put on my face ever, but I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I think I would like it more if I had a different base, because by now I've said I've hated this foundation like 10 times, but I think it looks really good, and it was kind of intimidating to me. Might apply a little bit more here in a little bit, but let's move on to contouring. So this came in my BoxyCharm, and when I looked up the price, it retailed for $40. Like I thought that was crazy. But anyways, this is by IBY Beauty, and it's the highlighting and contour palette. And when I got this in the mail, if you watched my BoxyCharm unboxing, there's a fingerprint in it, so it's kind of gross. But this is what it looks like right here. So I think I'm going to go in with contour shade number 1 and do a little bit of contouring. Actually, you know what? Contour 3 is way more gray. Like these 2 shades look more like bronzer shades. So I think I might, well, let's start off with contour 1, I guess, just in case looks are deceiving here. And I'm using my Real Techniques contour brush. It looks like it's pretty pigmented, and I'm just going to start back here. And I started bringing my powder contour like all the way under, and I kind of like it. Let's do a little bit, it's kind of powdery. Let's do a little bit of contour shade 2. I would mix contour shade 1 and 2 for sure, and then I'm going to do contour shade 3 on my forehead just so you can see. Yeah, so contour shade 3 is pretty dark. I'm gonna go back in with contour shade 1 and just do my nose. Oh my gosh, there's so, like, my nose is peeling. So all this, like, oh my god, it just looks so bad. So I definitely like contour shade 1 for my nose. Like, oh, like that's like a really good shade. But I feel like for my cheeks, to get it to show up a little bit more, I'd have to mix shade 1 and 2. It's so hard to put on makeup when your skin is flaking. And then I'm just gonna do underneath my lip. Next, I'm gonna go in with the shade Highlight 1 right here, and I'm just gonna put that down the bridge of my nose. Oh, look at that. I'm just gonna put that down the bridge to kind of like brighten that up a little bit. And then I'm also gonna put it on the side right here. I actually really like this. These powders kind of remind me, well, the palette itself reminds me of the Anastasia, but how pigmented and creamy the powders feel reminds me of the Kat Von D palette. Actually, I think I'm going to take a little bit of 1 and 2 and just put that underneath my under eye and see what that looks like. See if that brightens it up a little bit. Oh no, I can't tell. Did it do anything? I don't feel like it did. Like, I feel like with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, it's like super brightening. I mean, I guess it did brighten it up a lot, but not as much as that palette does. So I feel like I'm always late to the game, and the palette that I'm going to be trying out has been out for at least a year, and it was everybody's like holy grail all last summer, and I've had it since last summer and I'm just now using it, which is super sad and pathetic. But it's the Anastasia Modern Renaissance Palette, and I've never tried this. I already took the brush out, but of course you guys have already seen what this looks like. So I think I'm just going to go, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do like cranberry eye. I don't know. Maybe like an orangey kind of neutral eye. We'll see. So let's go in with this shade called Golden Ochre. Or let's do Warm Taupe. What should we do? I don't know. Let's do the shade Burnt Orange first as our transition shade. Oh wow. That has a lot of kickback. I'm using my Sigma E40. And I'm just gonna put that all in the crease. Ooh, that shade's really pretty though. Dang, that is, holy shit. That is, oh, that might be more pigmented than the, like any of her other palettes that I have. Definitely don't like that. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lot of kickback. I know a lot of people don't mind, but I kind of do, because I don't like it when it gets like really messy, and I hate when like my eyeshadow colors get into my other shadows. I think that drives me nuts. What should we do? I kind of want to do something different. I think I'm going to go in with the shade called Red Ochre, which is this shade right here, and put it all over the lid. And I'm going to try using my MAC 242, but I don't know. Usually this brush is only good for shimmers. It's so pigmented. Oh my goodness. Minus me stabbing myself in my eye, and now it's like completely watering and like super blurry. I didn't really get a lot of fallout, which is weird considering there's a lot of like kickback, like what I was saying. But I didn't get like any fallout. Like, my sap, that's because I almost took out my eye, but this is so pretty. I can't believe I waited. Like, I totally understand the hype. Like, it's so pigmented. I can't get over it. I think I'm gonna deepen up the crease a little bit. So I'm gonna go in with the shade called Real Gar, I believe, and a Sigma E25, just so I can get like right into the crease. And I'm gonna try to keep this like kind of low because I want that transition shade to still peep through. Like, I haven't done like this warm of an eye look on my channel before. Like, I know I've done oranges, But I don't think I've ever done like this kind of like rusty, like berry red shade. I'm gonna go back in with my E40 and back in with the shade called Burnt Orange and just kind of buff that above there so we have more of a, what's the word I want here? So I think that's what I'm gonna do for the eyes for now. I don't want to do anything too crazy, and this alone is like kind of bold. So I think I'm going to go in with the shade called Vermeer, which is the shade right here, and I'm going to highlight my inner corners and my brow bone with that. And I'm just going to be using this Real Techniques detail brush. I need my eyebrows waxed, so normally I try to stay away from putting shimmer there because I feel like then you can really tell I need my eyebrows waxed, but it's a little late. Maybe we'll go in with the shade called Tempera and put that on top. And I think it just made it worse. I'm gonna mix the Tempera shade with the Vermeer and put that in the inner corner. So on the lower lash line, I'm just going to go back in with Burnt Orange. So I'm going to bring that pretty low, like maybe a little lower than usual, just because I want to be able to put that red ochre shade, and I want you to still be able to see the Burnt Orange shade. So I'm going to go back in with red ochre in this Urban Decay smudger brush, and I'm just going to smudge that really close under my lower lash line. I have a new mascara, so I think I'm going to skip on lashes because I really want to see how this mascara performs. So this is the Lancome, I don't even know, but it has that cute little flower like right there. I think it's called Grandiose. Okay, so I'm going to go in one eye at a time, and the wand is slanted, as you can see. Ooh, but I actually like that it's slanted. I feel like it helps you get like right in there. Okay, so I'm really liking this mascara. It's making my lashes look really long, so it's like separating them too and making them look super long. Okay, it is kind of hard to put it back in the tube, so look at that. Wow, that did such a good job. For my lower waterline, or my only waterline, I'm going to be trying out this Sephora waterproof eyeliner, and it's in the shade Sly Like a Fox. Look at that, it's going to match this eye look so good. That's what it looks like. So I'm just going to pop this on my waterline. Yeah, so this sucks. So every time I try to like go like this to get more product, it wipes off like what I already put on. So I don't like that at all. I think this would be better off as a lip liner possibly, or maybe as an eyeshadow base. I feel like I'm not having the best luck during this first impressions. I feel like when I did my other two full face of first impressions drugstore edition, literally everything worked for me that I tried out. Maybe like one or two things didn't, but for the majority everything did. And so far I feel like the only thing that's working for me in this video is the eyeshadow palette and the mascara. That's like the only two things that like jump out at me at the moment. So for blush, which this might be an overkill, like we probably should be going for like a more like neutral blush, but hey, whatever. So this is the Becca blush in the shade Snapdragon, and it looks like it's pretty intense. So it might kind of clash with the eyes, but whatever. I'm just going to be applying that with my Morphe E4. And it looks like there's a little bit of like reflect in this. So, ooh, that's pretty. Actually, I don't think it's going to be too bad with this look. I thought maybe because it is similar to the eye color that it might be too much, but I don't think so. I feel like since this foundation is so awful, like it's not giving the other products like a fair chance because the foundation is bad. When you have a bad base, you have like a bad face. For highlighter, I'm going to be trying out this Laura Geller highlighter. This is in the shade Peach Glow. And this is what it looks like. So it's just like a peachy gold shade. I thought it would be pretty. It's not too peachy. It's not too gold. It's not too white. And I'm just going to be applying that with my Smashbox fan brush. It doesn't look like it's emphasizing like any texture either. It just looks really like a healthy glow. I went highlight above my brow bone, but I feel like since this foundation is so flat and matte, I kind of need to. This again, highlight 1 and 2, and I'm just gonna go underneath here just to clean that up a little bit. A little difficult to use on the lower lash line. Like, I have a feeling I'm gonna like get a bunch on my skin and have to go back in and flick it off. Definitely don't like this mascara for the lower lash line. I prefer my L'Oreal Telescopic because the wand like this, I made a huge mess. So I'm gonna have to go back in and flick it off when it's dry and then like kind of redo my lower lash line. So I don't like it for that. Let's go ahead and move on to lips while that's drying. So I figured we would do something fun for the lip color, and I'm gonna be using like an orange shade. So if you don't want to use an orange shade, feel free to use like a nude or whatever shade you prefer. But I'm first gonna be trying out this OCC Cosmetics lip liner in the shade PennyRoyal. It's kind of like a orangey brown, so I thought, oh, it's kind of hard to swatch. So I thought it'd be perfect for like an orange lip color. It was a little hard to work with at first, but once it starts to warm up, it gets easier, and I do like the shade of it a lot. So for lip color, I'm going to be testing out this Lipstick Queen lipstick in the shade Jungle Queen. I absolutely love the packaging. It's like this deep like forest emerald metallic packaging, I guess. And then you just open it up and it's like, it's orange. So let's try this out. I don't think I've ever tried any lipsticks from her. This might be my only one too. Weird. It's kind of like a red orange though, which I like. That moment when you go outside of your lip liner line. Love this lipstick formula. Is this popular? Is Lipstick Queen like a popular brand? I don't know, but I love the lipstick formula, and like to me this looks like it would be bright orange, but I love the shade of it. It's like a red orange and it has like the creamy glossy look that I absolutely love, and the pigment is there. Normally when you have like a glossy lipstick, I feel like the glossier the lipstick, the less pigment you get, but the pigment is here and it's glossy and it's comfortable. I really like it. I'm gonna have to check out some of her other lipsticks, and I was gonna try out this Sephora lip gloss, but I don't know if I want to now because I really like the shade of this lipstick. But let's go ahead and try just like a little bit maybe in the center. So this is the Sephora Colorful Gloss Balm, and it's in the shade Voltage, and I think they redid their formula or packaging. I'm not sure. This is the shade right here. It feels a little sticky, but I mean, I guess it didn't really alter the lip color, did it? don't think so. Just gave me a little bit more glossier look. Now to set my face, I'm going to be using the Farmacy Skin Dew Hydrating Essence Mist and Setting Spray. And let's see. I'm scared. Ooh. Oh. Nope. Oh my god, first of all, it tastes horrible. Nope. That definitely was not a good sprayer. It just like, weird. It was like, I don't know if you could see it. It like shoots product like in a ball. Like it doesn't like go over the skin nicely. It just kind of like puts all the product like and then it spreads. So weird. No. Ew. So I just went in with my NYX Dewy Skin Mist to try to fix that since this was just like shot right in the face. I don't even know, like this product could be good, but you'll never know because the sprayer is awful. So maybe once one of my NYX setting sprays is empty, I can pour this in there and try it out, but no, that nozzle is horrible. Alright you guys, this is the finished makeup look of this Full Face of First Impressions high-end edition. Okay, let's go through everything that we used. Ready? So, primer, I think I'm really gonna like it. The Laura Geller Hydrating Moisturizing Under Makeup Primer. I think I'm gonna end up buying the full size because I think I'm gonna really like it. The thing that I hate most of all these first impressions is this foundation. This is so bad. Oh my god. Like, I guess I can only speak for dry skin, but holy crap, this was so bad. Like, you know you don't like something when the second you put it on, you don't like it. And like literally after I got done putting it on my whole face, I was like, nope, So I do not recommend this for dry skin at all. And it just, I think the color was great and the coverage was great, but the formula just, it did not work for me. It did not work for my dry skin. So if you have dry skin and you tried this and you love it, let me know what you did because it did not work for me. We tried out the Benefit Erase Paste. I love this stuff. I can foresee myself grabbing this a lot. I liked it that I didn't need to use a salmon corrector underneath the normal concealer. It was kind of like a 2-in-1 deal and I love how creamy it was. So I'm excited to try this out with my other foundations. The next thing I have is the highlight and contour palette from the IBY Beauty. I thought it was a good palette. Would I pay $40 for it? No, probably not. I'd rather use my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I do think it's a good palette, so if you got it in your BoxyCharm, like I will use this, but I wouldn't buy it. So, I don't know. Is that like kind of like hypocritical? I'm not sure. Am I contradicting myself? I don't know. Next, we have the Guerlain Terracotta Bronzer in the shade 02 for blondes. I actually really like this foundation. I actually really like this bronzer. I think it did a really good job warming up my skin, and even though it does look really red, I don't feel like it looks bad on my skin, like by any means. I think it did a really good job. I want to know what it looks like compared to the Matte Gimme Sun, because I feel like when I try to use the Matte Gimme Sun, it's just straight orange on my skin. But this I liked. I really like. I do think it's a little bit dark for it to be considered for blondes, but I think it looks really good with my skin tone now. I think if I was a little bit more fair, it might be a little too red, but I like this. Next, we have the Laura Geller highlighter in Peach Glow. Love this. This was good. I really like it. It didn't emphasize any texture, and I just like the sheen. It's like a healthy glow on my skin, and I really like it. And it's a little different shade as opposed to your normal like white pearly highlighter shades or your gold highlighter shades. I like that it's like a peachy rose gold kind of shade. I really like that. So next up we have the Becca blush in the shade Snapdragon. I really liked the shade of this. This would probably be more of like a color I would use in the spring and summer. This is not a shade that I would whip out during the winter season by any means, but I did really like this. I don't feel like I love it, and I'm not sure if I would keep grabbing it because it's just not pulling me to it that much. I don't know. But I think I would have to use it a few more times to make a final decision. But let's talk about this. The next thing is this Benefit Cabral. Nope, don't like it. I love the spoolie. If you want to pay $20 for a spoolie. I thought I would really like the shape of this because I feel like it would be easy to do your brows, but nope, I didn't like it at all. I mean, I think I salvaged what I could with it, but do I see myself grabbing this? No, never. Like, I probably will never grab this unless I'm using the spoolie, but I feel like I've heard a lot of people talk about this, so maybe I just need to YouTube how they're using it. Maybe I used it wrong, I don't know, but I don't like it. I don't like how I feel like I had to press really hard to get some color, but then when I pressed hard, it broke. So the next thing, which is probably my favorite out of this entire first impressions, is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance Palette. This is so pretty. I love the eye look. I definitely don't feel like this is a palette for everybody though, because I don't feel like your average person is going to use these shades because I feel like it's intimidating. Kind of like that blush and that bronzer. But I feel like these berry red shades are intimidating to most people, so I don't feel like a lot of people, but I do think that people would more likely use like this half of the palette and not this half. But that being said, like, I love these kinds of shades on the eye, especially since I have green eyes. It just makes my eyes like pop even more. So yeah, I'm really excited to keep playing with this palette because like just the 3 shades that I used, I'm obsessed with. I love the matte shades. I wasn't too crazy about that shimmery shade called Vermeer, like it just wasn't my thing, but I really liked the burnt orange shade, and the red ochre is definitely my favorite shade in the palette. Next we have the Sephora Gel Waterproof Eyeliner in the shade Sly Like a Fox. I did not like this for the waterline at all. Like, it just kept removing the product when I was trying to build it on there. I didn't like it, although I do think it would be a good lip liner or like a base for an eyeshadow. Like, say I would have put this on my eyelid first and then went in with the Modern Renaissance palette. I think that would have like made these shades last and like pop even more, so I think it would be good for that, but for the waterline. Next we have the OCC Lip Liner in the shade PennyRoyal. At first I didn't think I really liked this because it was really hard to kind of like fill in my lips or like draw a line around, but once it kind of like warmed up to my skin, it was easier to glide on. And I do like the shade because I typically grab MAC Strip Down, which is like more of like a tan brown, and this is like an orange brown, and I think this would be really good for your coral lip colors or orange lip colors. Then I have the Lipstick Queen lipstick in the shade Jungle Queen. I love this color. It's not something I would wear every day, obviously, but for the summertime, it's so pretty, and I didn't think it would look good with this eye color, like my eye look, but I think it looks pretty good. Formula is amazing. Love it. The last thing, oh wait, no, we have 2 things. So then we have the Sephora Colorful Gloss Balm. I need to try this by itself, I think. I think it gave me a little bit of a glossy look, but I couldn't really see the shade because of the lipstick, so I don't really have an opinion on this, although I do love the color of it. Next is my second favorite from this video, and it's the Lancome Mascara. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce it, but the bottle is pretty. Like, even when I'm done with it, I'm not gonna throw away the bottle because this packaging is stunning. I love this mascara. I can definitely see myself grabbing it a lot. It's probably going to be my new favorite mascara. My new favorite high-end mascara for sure. Love this stuff. I love the wand. I love everything about it. Yeah, so I think the last thing was the makeup setting spray from Farmacy, the Skin Dew. It smelled really strong of mint, and the sprayer was awful. So I feel like I couldn't get an honest review of this because the nozzle was so bad. Like, I think I'm gonna have to put it in a different bottle to actually decide if I like it or not. So I don't have an opinion on that, but the packaging sucks. Okay guys, that completes this video on my full face of first impressions high-end edition. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have some of these products, if you love, you hate them, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.